Welcome, fair travellers. We venture back into the world of Brindlewood Bay. Da, 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 da. It shouldn't really be that dramatic, but I've decided to just be dramatic just for a moment. Welcome back to the first major session of Brindlewood Bay, streaming in on behalf of 1625 independent people. We are collecting for charity. If you want to donate, you can type !donate within the chat and it will give you instructions. Any money that you send to us will be sent directly to 1625 independent people, which are a charity here in Bristol that help young people get off the streets and hopefully get a better life. We should re-meet our murder mavens. We should re-meet who they are, both real people. If you want to use your real name ever again, that's fine by me, or not. If you want to be whoever you want to be, that's fine. So the real name and the name of your person, and we will go through and describe them a bit later, but we've got a little bit of admin to take care of that I forgot to do last session. So let's start. I don't know who is where. I've got to have a quick look. Let's start with top left of the Twitch stream. That's JC. Over to you.
Hello, my name is JC and my pronouns are they, them. I'm an artist and a musician and a dungeon master who runs a big queer radical campaign here in Bristol. But today I'm going to be Grace, the wee Northern Irish nanny who likes to keep her mind sharp with a mystery or two.
Nice, nice. Continuing around the clockwise, we will kick off with Megan. You're next.
Hi, I'm Meg. I'm joining from the Explorers of Elsewhere channel. And today I'm playing Blofwyn Jones, who is a crafty, kind of crazy old lady. Yeah, very vivacious, loves life.
Nice, thank you. Moving around the square, we meet Jeff. Hello, Jeff.
Hello, I'm Jeff, pronouns he, him. I'm a public servant and erstwhile TTRPG enthusiast. I am playing Sandra Stokes, who will have a Birmingham accent when I remember how to do it. And she is an older lady, obviously, but she has a more of a youthful outlook on life, or at least she believes she does.
Yeah. That's definitely coming through in the character you've played so far. Last but by no means least, we should meet Lane. Hello, Lane.
Hi, I'm Lane. That's me. That's my name. My pronouns are she, they. Today I'm playing Teresa McIntyre. She was her wife didn't come back from the war, so she just, took care of the Nazis at home. She's also a bit of a avid moonshiner and has a still set up in Brindlewood Bay somewhere.
Secrets and lies. I love it. It's delicious. Thank you very much for that, Lane. It comes back to me. I forgot to say who I am. I've already said I'm Chris. My pronouns are he, him. You can find me at Catharsis Jelly, most of the internet. I have a podcast called Rough Sketch Podcast that's on the internet, and I co-found and co-create a comic book convention called Pride Caf, along with Nathan, who is behind the scenes doing all this Twitch stuff. So thanks to Nathan for doing stuff. So a little bit of admin before we dive in and we remind ourselves of what the story was all about so far, or what we were just about to do. What I forgot to do was give you items for your cozy little places. So these cozy little places, these items are just things that you kind of use to kind of calm yourself, things that you use to kind of just entertain yourself, or use kind of entertain yourself with another maven, for instance. And it's just the thing that you do to kind of calm down. They do have some mechanical use in game. You can use them to clear conditions. So if you are of a fearful condition, you can have a little moment with another maven and use one of your cozy items to kind of make sure that goes away. It's basically interesting and distinctive items found in either in your home or and you can then have on your personage. Anything here that could be reasonably on your person in a scene at any time. Items can get marked to be used if you use them as an advantage roll. So you can use them mechanically in the game. So how I like to do is I like to kind of like pick a Maven and then let everybody else gift them an item for their cozy little place. And if we feel like that the Maven needs a few more, we can just keep giving until we decide that we've got enough. You don't have to have like there's a full inventory somewhere. Would anybody like to go first? Would anybody like to volunteer to go first? Rather than me picking on JC just because they're up in the top of their corner.
Is that to
I don't
volunteer
mind.
to receive gifts or to give?
Yeah, to receive gifts. So as long as you don't mind, JC, we'll go with you.
Sure.
So everybody put your mind into what would Grace have in Grace's home? What would be in Grace's home and therefore be able to have easy access to? Would anybody like to give a gift for Grace's cozy little place?
Could I give a gift?
Yeah.
A spool of fishing line.
Okay.
It was her husband's favourite spool.
Nice. Digging back into that backstory. I will say, JC, if you don't like any of these, you don't have to take them, but they're usually because
Hell, I don't want a spool.
we've talked about it, and it's just like, oh yeah, that's a nice gift. Lane, you put your hand up. Very, very polite of you. I love it.
I was thinking a bird call,
Yeah.
like one of those little wooden bird calls that may or may not be haunted.
That's a different game.
Oh, same game.
Maybe. Megan, do you have anything that you would like to gift to Grace?
I would. It's got to be a pair of binoculars. You know, every bird watcher needs a pair of binoculars.
Yeah. I should be writing these down, shouldn't I? Really. That was my job, and I failed at it horribly. Okay, I might need to be reminded of them, but let me get to the right bit, the right character name first of all. Oh, thank you,
brother.
Thank you very much for donating, Tom Hill, whoever you are.
He's my brother.
He's your brother. Oh, thank you.
So thank you, Tom.
That's very nice. Binoculars. I now have to remember how to spell things. It was a bird caller.
It may or may not be haunted.
May or may not be haunted, and a spool of fishing line. That could come in real handy. That spool of fishing line.
I could use it as a garrote.
I got a big one.
The wrong person.
I think we could do like another round. Actually, I think like
There's so I get one thanks to my Maven move that allows me to impersonate someone. So I thought that could be my old police badge from the Royal Ulster Constabulary.
Nice. Royal Ulster Constabulary. You're really testing my spelling today. That's great. I appreciate that. So who else would like to give like maybe about a couple more gifts to Grace?
I reckon Grace would have some sort of bird watching companion, as in like a book, but it'd be like an almanac style book with different graphs on sort of like what weather to watch out for, and the way, you know, sort of depicting the way sort of the wind needs to be blowing, and just have loads of sort of you know, geographical or like hiking information, you know, just advice on how to get around different terrains and how to you know, sort of, what's the word, be sneaky around birds, you know, to not be seen.
Like how to make a hive 101.
yeah, how to make a hide, you know, how to not be spotted, how to, you know, how to be discreet and quiet, you know.
Love it. Love it. There's all sorts of stuff we could pull from that. That's really nice. Thank you. Anything else?
I might be donating this on behalf of Blodwyn, but a little craft crocheted bird, kind of stuffed bird, or maybe actually something. We've had a lot of birds, something that speaks to the fishing side of things. A fish, a stuffed fish.
Any preference on that, JC?
Yeah, we'll say it's a blue marlin because my husband caught one with his
They're
short fish.
huge as well. Like a small one, not like a full size one.
No, a life size one. That's like,
It's like this big.
yeah.
Just to put the meta hat on a second, I just want to say, JC, I'm so impressed by the fact that you actually know all these sort of bird and fish names and things like that. It's really impressive. I can't remember anything, so
yeah. I've basically made a self-insert character, but when I'm 67.
I will support you in that as much as I can, JC. It's a bold choice. So I love it. Do we have one more gift, Lane? Do you have an idea?
Yeah, I think sort of like a kind of earthy, muted tone jacket.
Okay.
To hold whatever, but it's nice and warm for when you're outdoors for the longest time.
All the pockets. I imagine it's got just tons of pockets everywhere. Pockets in places you wouldn't even think there'd be pockets.
And so full it looks like an assault, like an assault one, because it's like, oh, you're gonna pull this, oh, and that's a whistle. Oh, and there's some hand warmers.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Cool. I've written utility jacket because that sort of sums it up for me.
Yes.
Great. Let's move on to our next murder maven. That's you, Blodwyn. Who would like to give Blodwyn a thing for their house, home, bag, place?
Me, please. I would.
Go for it.
Some engraved knitting needles.
Ooh.
I don't know what they're engraved with. That's up to you. But something with meaning, I guess.
Like maybe like when you got them for a specific age or for a specific event. Like, yeah, I love that. That's really nice. Anything else?
Maybe like a homemade tea glass.
Homemade necklace with sea glass.
Oh, beautiful.
That can be all sorts of magical colors and can have all sorts of meaningful things in it. Lovely. Go for it, Lane.
I was thinking like a sort of little bag about, the size of this dice bag, full of like assorted beads and little trinkets, stuff like that.
That's amazing. I was going to say almost exactly the same thing, but with seashells in the bag. So she can craftily put it on around a mirror or something if it's needed.
My nan genuinely used to carry a little bag around with spare buttons and some cotton and thread. So that's so accurate.
It's just got written on it bits and bobs or something like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Blodwyn's bits and bobs.
Blodwyn's bits and bobs. BBB.
Blodwyn's bag of various bits and bobs.
Blodwyn's ball bag.
Everyone likes a good rummage of Blodwyn's bits and bobs bag.
It just happens. Do you want anything in specific in your cozy little place, Megan, or should we keep going around and see what else is being offered?
Keep going round and come back
Okay.
to
Okay.
me. I'll
Okay.
have a think.
Any more for any more, please?
Maybe like a tube of super glue.
Oh, definitely.
That has no mechanical applications whatsoever. Honest GM.
Look, it's going to allow you to roll with advantage if you use it. So like, let's get it in there. So
That's
it's
great.
a great suggestion.
Yeah.
Jeff Lane, anything?
Is Blodwyn a beret wearing kind of a?
I reckon.
Have I got the wrong Maven?
I reckon Blodwyn could wear a beret. If Blodwyn was gifted a beret, Blodwyn would wear a beret because, anything.
It's a very
that's gifted
woolly
to
beret,
her.
kind of like you could see
Yeah.
the cross hatching. I don't know what they call it in knitting. It's
Yeah.
it's a knitted beret,
Knitted
quite
beret.
big. It's not like a tight little French kind of army beret. It's like a big sloping one.
Floppy thing.
Big floppy, yeah.
Floppy out. I am going to write floppy out. Because
Easier.
we can interpret both things. I think that's always nice to have. Great.
I'm just thinking what I'm like. My brain's thinking, what would Teresa have given you? Recipe book.
Yes.
Nice.
And it will absolutely be just disgusting in between the pages because I will, have it out on the side when I'm cooking. There'll be, and some of the pages are going to be stuck together with egg and it's going to be bits of flour everywhere.
Lovely. Super nice gift giving. I'm pondering over a thing in my head, and it's not coming as yet. Unless you have anything else in mind, Megan, then we will move on to another Maven. This is your only chance.
I guess it could be part of the bits and bobs bag, but I think specifically like needles, thread, spare clasps, and a measuring tape. Definitely. I'm just genuinely thinking what's in my own craft bag right now.
Yeah, great. Needles, thread, and spares is how I've written it down. But that needs a comma, not one of those. Great. Let's move along. Doopy-doo. We will move along to Sandra. Who would like to give Sandra a gift for their cozy little place?
I would like to give Sandra a gift.
I think you already have, but yes. But yes.
I reckon Sandra will always have a bottle of water, but specifically one that comes with that little like over the shoulder pouch.
Okay.
That you
Camel
can...
pack kind of thing,
that
like
you
the
can-
running.
Where?
Is it a camel pack? It's like you put a tube into your
Camel
mouth and you. Am I thinking of the wrong type of bottle of water?
Oh yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
I mean,
of.
it could do. I was thinking more like you can get like these little. I don't know. All I know, they're just like little.
They got like
Actually, I'm gonna
slings
change.
on them.
Yeah, I'm gonna change my mind. Can I change my mind?
Of course you
Is that
can.
okay?
Of course you can.
Because I think actually, if Sandra was gonna have any type of bag, it's got to be a fanny pack, isn't it?
Oh yes. Thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
It's got to be a fluorescent fanny pack.
Yep.
Neon yellow.
Yeah.
Clashes with the rest of a shell suit.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful.
And I love
I
that
wear it with pride.
you use the Americanized version of that instead of going with bum bag. Like that's
Because
I think
we're in America.
Is that it? Is that what we call it? Bum bag. I thought
Yeah.
I've always called it fanny bag.
yeah, it's a weird thing,
Bum
like an
bag.
Americanized version of it. But anyway, it's the same thing. We know what you're talking about. Thank you
Well, we
very
are in
much.
America.
We are. JC, Lane, any ideas?
Well, Sandra reminds me a lot of like my mum's family who are all from Birmingham, and one of my great aunts loved specifically barley wine. So maybe Sandra would have like a little miniature that she snuck away in her bum bag.
Nice, and barley wine.
Love it, love it, love it. I have a
Feels-
suggestion, but like carry on. I'm going to hold on to it.
I was just say, feel free to veto this one, but the thought suddenly came to my head. Would she be the sort of person that burns incense?
There was a touch of spiritualism we touched upon, so yes, yeah.
So you're doing the pottery, like the mood hits, you get some incense on, and you just get into the rhythm.
Yes, yeah.
Again, feel free to veto that one, but that just
No.
the thought came to my head.
No, I love
Are we
it.
talking sticks of incense or
Yeah.
Those little cones that you can buy, something like that. Incense is incense. Yeah. Of various
Written it
nature.
down.
Yeah. My idea was coupons.
Yeah, so many coupons. A drawer full of them.
Various coupons for things.
Nice.
Yeah, that was something that appeared in my brain. Anything else?
May I gift myself an item or two? I thought some makeup. I've always probably got a bit of makeup on my person. And a Jane Fonda exercise. I would like to say DVD, but it's probably a video.
VHS specifically.
Yes.
Not
Betamax.
Betamax. Or Betamax we could
No,
go, yeah.
no, VHS.
Yeah. Nobody used Betamax. Which makes it even better. Just so we've got roughly equal per person. I'm just going to go and look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, great. Need a couple more, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One more, in fact.
We already spoke about her little half-kilogram weights that were potentially handmade.
Yes, yeah. Handmade jogging weights.
Made weights. Love it. Okay. Last but by no means least, we turn the camera around to see Lane and we find out what's in Teresa's house. Which I'm quite scared about, like internally. I'm feeling fear, but I don't know why. But yeah, let's see what comes up.
May I suggest again an engraved probably a hip flask with emergency moonshine in it?
Yes.
We've already mentioned the hip flask. Yeah, I think it's pretty much canon now.
Oh, is that there? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm writing it in. It's a great one.
What media do you think Teresa listens to her music on?
I think she's probably actually like fairly up to terms with it, like, and has like a. I don't think she'd like an iPod, so she'd probably have like an off-brand MP3 player.
Like a Zune. Do you remember the Zunes?
Yes.
Zunes.
Yes. Love it.
Since Lane kindly gifted me a recipe book, I would also like to gift a recipe book, but specifically the Anarchist Cookbook.
Yeah.
Which, for anyone who doesn't know what the Anarchist Cookbook is, according to the Wikipedia, it was first published in 1971. And it is a book containing instructions for the manufacture of explosives, rudimentary telecommunications, freaking devices, and related weapons.
Yes.
Nice.
Love it. Love it. That's
That
a great
stays down
pull.
with the still, but
Yeah, but it's a great pull.
it's a very good one.
It's a really good pull. I love it. Any more for any
Right.
more?
A signed photograph of, and I wish I could remember the actress's name, but the character Ace from Doctor Who's 8th Doctor, Sylvester McCoy, the character of Ace, and it's a signed photograph. She was essentially your character in some
I've
ways,
only
but
ever seen
bit
the
younger.
10th, but
okay. Sylvester McCoy's second companion from Doctor Who. She was an anarchist, basically, a young
okay.
anarchist who walked around with a baseball bat, a jacket that says, kill the Nazis, and yeah. And she also carried grenades.
Oh,
I'm not gifting you grenades, I'm sorry.
a woman after my own heart.
Portrayed by the wonderful Sophie Aldred. Or
Sophie
Aldred?
Aldred.
Something like that.
Yes, yeah, thank you.
I should know that. I have Doctor Who people in my close circle of friends. Great. I am going to write from Doctor Who just in case I forget what that means. I might look at it in like a day's time and be like, what? Eh? Cool. That's 4. If we could get 4 more, then I think we'll be good.
Maybe some kind of military memento from her wife.
Yes.
Dog tags?
Oh, that's good. Yeah, she'd definitely carry those with her.
Because you did say that your partner was American.
Yep.
So yeah, that would be great. Military dog tags of ex-partner.
We have a length of fishing wire, so I'm going to give myself a length of piano wire.
I'm so worried. There's only supposed to be one murder, but sure. It could be cheese. What it could be cheese wire, and you use it like literally to cut cheese, like most of the time.
Yep,
Most of the time.
most of the time, but just in case. And I've got a piano in my house, so I'm just if one of the wires ever breaks,
Yeah.
like I'm ready.
Yeah. My brain is pondering a thing. I think like everybody. Maybe it's the Scots person in me that like kind of everybody like has like a wee dirk, but a brooch dirk, like a wee dagger, like a really tiny like brooch that's like a tiny dagger. And you use it usually to pin something to your clothing with, or mine is to pin my kilt shut or more shut.
At least early in the night, anyway.
It's ran away somewhere. So that is a suggestion from me.
Sounds good.
Small dagger brooch is what I'm going to call it. Or brooch. That's how you spell brooch, I think. I think we're good. Let me just double check. Yeah, we are good. Cool. I've added those into the character keeper, so you have access to that. And all of those things can be used during this particular mystery. So, wonderful, beautiful Mavens. Remind me how we left our situation. I mean, I know, but for the people who don't know.
So we had just turned up.
So we
sorry.
are.
Sorry.
Oh.
Let's let JC continue.
So we had just turned up to our regular book club at the Queen's Side Table, the loosely British-themed book club and coffee shop. for our regular murder mystery maven hangout, but we discovered a rival book club of younger people, under 65s, who had encroached on our turf.
Love it.
So we had a wee word with them, and got down to discussing the latest Amanda Delacour mystery before we were rudely interrupted by the law. Sheriff Selleck with his big mustache, who's understaffed and needs our help for a real mystery.
Yeah, wonderful. That sums it up beautifully. Thank you very much, JC. He explains to you that his first name was Wyman Selleck. His last name wasn't Selleck until you guys made it Selleck, and I'm gonna lean into that. Yeah, so he basically asks you to meet him down by the docks tomorrow. He says, but it might not be me. It might not be. I was trying to remember what voice I did, but it's going to be this one. It might not be me, but it might be my deputy. But if you meet one of us down by the docks tomorrow, then we'll give you more information about what happened or what we know. The body's on ice.
What time would you like us, Bab? It's because obviously we got tea time when we kind of get together and we have a cup of tea and a sandwich together. We don't want to interrupt that, but when would you like us?
It's like, well, as early as conveniently possible, ladies.
Well, I'll do my morning jog if it's too early. I could get to you afterwards, ladies. If you got any plans in the morning or.
Good luck getting Teresa out of bed.
Oh, yes.
9 a.m.
You ain't gonna get me up for 9. So...
How's about we go a nice middle ground and say 9:15?
Oh, that's nice. Yes, yeah. I'd have had time for a shower.
I guess I'm gonna have to shower the day before.
That's all right, Teresa. You're only down the road. You just roll out of bed. It's fine.
Exactly.
Godwin, maybe you could bring a couple of cookies or something, just to, for the officers when we get there. A little pick-me-up, or I'll bring me thermos. Make sure they all have a cup of tea. They must be getting cold.
No problem at all. I just got a nice big old bag of sultanas in so I can make some Welsh cakes.
Oh, perfect. Make a few more for me, would you, love?
In fact, I think there's a nice
Welsh cakes.
Oh, of course, no problem. In fact, I think there's a nice recipe in there in that book that you gave me, Teresa.
Probably.
Sheriff Selleck has kind of like just written down like 9:30 in his little book, and he's just been waiting all this time, staring. Like,
don't worry,
waiting.
Officer Selleck. There'll be plenty of Welsh cakes for you too, and your deputy.
It's like, that's sheriff to you, ma'am. That's sheriff.
Oh, of course.
Anyway,
sorry.
9:30. That'll be fine.
9:15, love.
9:15.
Not a moment later.
9:15. That'll be fine. We'll make sure one of us is there to transfer the information. Yeah, great call. Right. I'll leave you.
Hold on, you just got a smudge just where you kind of lick the pen. I'll just reach out and I'll just kind of wipe off like a blue ink stain off the side of his mouth. Like, wet my thumb. Oh, that's better. You don't want to be going out in the front with that stain on your mouth, Officer Sheriff Selleck. I'm sorry.
You can see him visibly recoil. Kind of like, what is this person doing? And look quite disgusted with the whole thing. And then he kind of like he says, I'll see you tomorrow morning. He closes the door and shuffles off.
See you tomorrow morning, Mr. Selleck.
Just shuffles off, and like in just as he's going out, you can just see him like check his moustache kind of in the mirror. It's like make sure that it is how it should be. So that is your calling. How the rest of the evening progresses is entirely up to you. But yeah.
So I think maybe afterwards I will suggest to ladies, do you know what? I think he needs a nice young woman, maybe a man. I don't know him that well, but I just think we should maybe just find him someone else in his life. He's a bit miserable, don't you think?
Ooh. How about, do you know if our Julie is single? We've never asked her, have we?
What you know?
Hey, Julie.
Julie is busy behind the counter, but she'll kind of look up and look over and just like kind of go back to making a coffee.
I'm gonna go sideline.
I leave this to you, Blodwyn. You've got a special touch for matters of the heart. I'm doing it in a Welsh accent, sorry.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
We're all gonna catch
be
either
bleed over.
Scottish or Welsh or like Irish. It's gonna happen.
For matters of the art, Julie, you're the member of the group that really kind of touches on that. I think it's.
Well, I have been on my online dating recently, so I do know a thing or two. So yeah,
What was your username on that again?
For you. Oh, I tell you what. How about you figure out a username for me, and I will make it so.
My own curveball was thrown back at me.
Who knows?
So anyway, I'm gonna go sidle up to Julie, and just sort of lean in over the counter and go, hey Julie, hey
What?
hey Julie, have you got anyone at home, like a girlfriend, boyfriend, any friend?
I got a cat.
Oh, I see a cat. Yeah, I like cats. Hey Julie, what do you think of old Sheriff Selleck over there with his nice moustache?
I think it's horrible.
Oh, but moustaches, they can be shaved off, can't they, Julie? Just imagine him without a moustache. No, how you feel about that?
She drifts off into her own little world for a bit and shivers just very slightly.
All right, love. Yeah. All right, I catch your drift there. Never mind. Back off you go. Do what you're doing. By the way, you missed a spot right there on that mug. All right, ta-ra, love. I tot her back to the other side. No, it's not gonna happen.
Love it.
She deserves better.
I know that the people at home won't be able to see this, and maybe we can figure out how this is going to happen. But just for my own personal joy, I did go Pinterest hunting, and I did think about kind of what Sheriff Selleck looked like, and just for the players' concern, this is what Sheriff Selleck in my head looks like. It's a mostly bald white man with a white moustache and a big kind of like jowly face. That's kind of
the image that came to my head was Paul Blart.
Yeah, Paul Blart. Yeah.
I was hoping more what's his face from Stranger Things.
That was that.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I shouldn't do that because it doesn't benefit our watchers. Anyway, what are your plans for this evening? Like, of course, you've got the book to talk about, which we can just kind of jump over, or if you've got anything you desperately want to do before you all turn in for your relevant evenings. Does one of you stay out late? Are you planning how to get to the marina? What's going on?
I might go for a wee evening stroll down the marina and see if there's any new ships coming.
Okay. Yeah. Are you going alone?
I can come with you halfway, love, but then I've got to do a quick jog. Just my evening constitutional. I can go as far as the marina, but then I've really, I've got to do a couple of miles.
I think because I've got to go home and I've got to go check on my OkCupid messaging. But whilst I'm there, I'm going to get on that old, what do they call it? The Google. I'm going to get on the old Google, right? Because I went down the community centre last week and they were giving out, they were doing workshops, you see, on how to use this on the internet and how to use Google. So now I'm really good at using Google. I'm going to use Google to find out more about this Albert Crow person and
Okay.
and about his family and do a bit of research.
So the name is Klaus. It's
Crows.
Krause, Klaus. It's kind of German-esque. And I will say that one of you knows one of the children, one of the Kraus children. We can decide who it is and what the circumstances are around that meeting. And whatever you make up is true. So we can decide that now if you like.
Could there be a boating link with Grace? Maybe if they were found on a boat and
They
at the
are
marina, or...
a rich, wealthy financier. That's their.
So you know, my youngest grandson Sean, he's at college now, over in Connecticut, doing that, and he's working with computers.
Nice.
Which they study now. So and he's at a posh school down there, so maybe he knows.
So that might be a link with either their youngest daughter Emily, or their son David, or their eldest daughter Sarah. I don't have ages to hand, but I'll see if I can find any. Emily is a computer nerd, so that would tie in very nicely. I've got in my notes, so we could tie it in with Emily Krause if you like.
Sure.
What you know of Emily is that they are fairly withdrawn, a computer nerd, somewhat awkward. Some people might say that that's a stereotype. And that's all I'm going to give you for now. But anything that you want to make up with that relationship or have a chat about that between yourselves is all good by me. I might intervene, but generally not.
I'd probably say it probably wouldn't be me.
We are establishing that it is Grace, because of Grace's grandson, because of the connection there.
Didn't your niece, what's her name? Didn't she date one of the Krauses? Didn't she have a little a little doty-do, a little tete-a-tete, a little How was your father? Or is that just what they were saying at the Women's Institute down the road? I'm sure there was a little rumour going round, Gracie.
Well, you know what these crosses are like, coming to Brindlewood Bay every summer.
Oh.
They tend to get around.
Yeah. Their airs and graces. Butter wouldn't melt.
Amazing. How the web is weaved. Yes, that's what I was going to say. I will warn you, Grace, that if you do go down to the marina, things are more dangerous at night. But that's my warning. But feel free to ignore it and go play and have fun.
Would Grace know that? Is that something she's, is she very aware of?
Like,
we're all very aware of.
You're all very aware of it. You're all in like your late 60s, early, somewhere even later than that, and you are all aware that like the night is a bit more scary when you get older. A bit more scary sometimes. Sometimes it's a bit more scary just because Teresa's out.
Teresa is the danger level.
Yeah.
Maybe you should take Teresa with you, Grace, if you're really going to have a look around. She'll, have you back. I think that's what they say, isn't it, in the films?
Oh, I can come with.
Sure, it's always good to have a wee bit of backup.
Great. So we have Bloodwind heading back. to do OkCupid and some Googling.
So Google, yeah.
Do
Good
some
at the
Googling.
Google now.
And we have Sandra going off for a jog.
She said she'll do a couple of miles, but she'll only do like round the block. She's not, she talks a big game, but
Nice. And then we have Grace and Teresa kind of heading down to the docks. So the docks are, a fair walk from where you are. Not like overly far, but like it's going to take you a good 20-30 minutes to get there, like at the regular pace.
Just as a callback, I said I would accompany them to the docks, but then I'd go on my run. So
Sure. So you're accompanying too. As you sort of get to the docks, you see like a massive yacht that's like millions and millions of pounds worth of, or dollars, should I say, dollars worth of fees to kind of not just moor but also purchase. It's ludicrously big. It's very well lit, but it does have like police tape kind of on the jetty where you would normally go down to access it. It has its own jetty, but there is police tape across it. And there are, let's say, 2 police people that I've not decided who they are yet, but I will. Just standing there, just keeping guard.
oh, it's a bit garish.
I know. Well, my late Michael had a ship like that, but not nearly so extravagant. Just a wee sailing ship to go up the coast.
Yeah,
I know.
this is not a wee sailing ship. This is the opposite.
What can you even do in that thing? You're not going to catch a fish in that, are you?
Depends what kind of fish you want. If you want a financial fish, then maybe.
I don't know. If you're going like dynamite fishing, maybe.
Dynamite, is that a thing now?
Aye.
Or if you want a pretty young fish, if you catch my drift.
Exactly. You've heard about this other site that's called Plenty of Fish, and you're confused. Like, what's this got to do with it? Anyway, sorry. I had to throw that in.
Great. Has this been moored here for very long? You're often down here. Is this just pulled into town? Have you seen this before?
I can tell you that you've not seen it until it maybe came in a couple of days ago.
It's been here a couple of days, I reckon. They usually come in the summer, play their rich people's dangerous games,
Exactly.
and they leave.
Oof. The ghoul. Disturbing the peace, no doubt.
JC knows who these people are kind of internally, and I love it. I love it. I love you've got this by the horns. You're like, yes, rich people, I can curse them. Yeah, that's exactly right.
You think they'd pick a different colour scheme? It's just an all white boat. It's a bit boring. I mean, there's no purple or green.
Well, they're mostly
Remind
all
me.
white. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
No
true.
purple or green. Remind me, was you colorblind?
We can.
I just know good fashion when I see it. And this shell suit, it has lasted me 40 years. No one's ever complained.
Well, you do.
Between you and me, Jeff, just between us two, is Sandra colorblind?
Quite possibly.
Okay.
Someone's told it it's purple and green and it looks amazing. She doesn't quite get that it's
It's fine. Nobody else knows.
nobody else knows. Oh,
Right.
don't let on.
What else would you like to do at the marina? Everything else is shut. All the local shops are shut. Yeah, you can see the fishing, the fish market is also shut.
Do you want me to leave you two ladies here while I just do my my wee little exercise? Just a couple of
Your lap,
miles, you know.
your lap of the bay will be fine here,
Yeah.
Sandra.
Oh, fantastic! I'm feeling a little bit, you know, stiff in the ankles. Need to loosen up a little bit. So I'll see you tomorrow, ladies. 9:15 sharp. You're right.
Okay,
We'll
see you
see.
later, Sandra.
And I'll just
Nice.
with my little running weights, just
Totter off.
totter off. Swiss of the shell suit.
Out of
I think I'm in love with.
Carry on.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say I think I'm in love with Sandra a little bit. It's just the whole aesthetic.
It's okay.
I think I'm in love with all of them, to be honest.
It's you're doing an awesome job, all of you. Between Teresa and Grace, I think Grace might have the better eyesight, or at least kind of because of the use of the binoculars. But I am going to give you another piece of information and say that you can see that the boat is called the Regal Lady. The Regal Lady.
Oh,
There's only one regal lady in my life, and that's Her Majesty the Queen Elizabeth, God rest her soul.
Yes.
She's a unionist.
I can imagine the sideways glance and the raised eyebrows that Teresa would give Grace at that.
But we already said we'd agree to disagree on this one.
Yeah. Let bygones be bygones, and just have done with it.
And you know,
I
if we
think
weren't
Sandra would be
investigating
would be in Grace's corner.
And you know, if we weren't investigating it, I'd probably, go under the water and screwdriver in the hull and let them figure out the problem when they've sailed off a bit. Had to put extra rocks over the entrance to the still. I didn't see it.
Does it look like there's any activity like in the boat? Are the lights on, or have all the people been sort of kicked out?
The lights are on, and you can see one figure moving around, but they're not coming outside. You can just see them just passing by on one of the upper decks. There are many decks. Too many to even think of.
Too extravagant for this little town. It's like you're just showing off.
You hear seagulls like in the distance just cawing and just kind of like circling, looking for a place to roost for the evening.
If I might add, as I finish a little jog, I don't know if anything happens, and I don't want to get in the way of that if anything does. But when I do finish my jog, I'd like to think that I actually stop. I try to find like a maybe not an alley, but somewhere just a bit out of the way, and I go into my bum bag and I get out a secret packet of cigarettes, and I just smoke one cigarette. Nobody knows I smoke, and it is just like a.
Oh my god. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Chris, but whatever twist you had planned for this session and this game just been already trumped because
It's been usurped.
nothing is
Look,
more shocking.
There are no twists.
Sandra Stokes smoking.
Love it. I love it. I love it.
I try and
Great.
keep it just one a day. I don't want to dry out.
Amazing. Cool. Would you like to do anything else?
I don't have anything else to do. I will be the backup.
Could we maybe go and speak to one of the coppers who's on guard?
Yeah.
But without giving away that we're investigating it as well. I just sort of want to be a local old lady.
Yeah, I can do that. Let me leave my jacket down by these rocks then.
Yeah, taking the jacket off, you do notice it is a bit breezy, and maybe you should have bought a cardi at the same time. But You're
Didn't think this through.
I will play into those things with glee. So you approach the jetty where the regal lady is moored, and the lady police officer, like maybe mid-40s, kind of like steps forward and says, "Sorry, nobody goes in, nobody comes out at the moment. You can't be here."
Oh, I'm sorry, love. I was just on my evening walk around the harbour, looking out for the loons and the comers and the shags. Could you? What's going on here then? It's a awful kerfuffle with these Christ people.
There's been an incident, and at the moment we are investigating the incident. Yeah, that's all I can tell you, I'm afraid.
Oh, you're investigating the incident, are you? Have you established opportunity, the means, and the motive?
Brilliant!
Of course, it's none of my business.
She's like, "No, you're right. It is none of your business. Now, if you don't move along, madam, I may have to, kind of throw
It's
the
all
book
right,
at you
Lovey.
for obstructing the police, perhaps."
It's all right, Lovey. We'll be back tomorrow.
The look is strange. Just like what?
We'll see you tomorrow, my dear.
Thank you, ma'am. Take care of yourself getting home now. Goodbye.
Oh, we will. Thank you. We'll saunter off now.
Love it. Thank you for that, JC. That's so good.
That was so good.
So good. What have I done? Unless there's anything else, I will kind of push forwards time. You make your way to your respective homes. You have some tea, crumpets, whatever it is that you've, your various vices, Sandra's now secret vice that we know about as players and nothing else. And the morning comes, and I guess Sandra, you go out for a jog and then come back. Okay. And I guess Teresa, you're up at maybe 9.
Yeah.
or you can come late.
I wake up at 9.
You wake up at 9. We didn't really. I don't think we established. Well, maybe we did. Where Teresa lives, kind of like within the city, within the town. So, do you think you're quite far away from the marina? Because, like, is anybody picking you up?
I think fairly close to the marina.
Okay. Cool.
Cool. Like far enough away not to be in the lower end of expensive.
Right, yeah. And not to be harassed by tourists all the time, because it's a very touristy area. We already established that Grace has got like a little fisherman's cottage stashed away somewhere. And Blodwyn, I don't think we established anything.
I think Blodwyn would have gone for something that is quite traditional looking for the area, and what could definitely be described as a fixer-upper.
Okay.
And she definitely would have attempted to fix it up in her own way. But it's definitely a hodgepodge. There's definitely a leak in one of the ceilings that has been there for at least a decade, but it's just, she puts a bucket underneath it every day, and that's just how it is.
Along with your, your mishmash garden, I think that works really nicely, which we did establish. So that's really good. Okay. Are you all going to meet before you get to the marina, or are you going to meet at the marina? That's the question.
I think if we hadn't already prearranged, we'd probably meet there, especially if one of us is a late riser. I imagine I'll be there a minute or two early, and I'll just be there kind of jogging on the spot, just kind of like just looking busy. So when there's people see that I still look like I'm quite active, like.
Can I ask a question? In my sort of like, I know I'm sort of jumping back in time a little bit before, but just so I can role play as, and I'm, in the morning I'm preparing my notes ready to take. Could I have dug up any dirt on the family through my trawling of Google, and I would definitely would have been on the Facebook as well. I've been going through all their Facebook pages
For sure.
You know, because Google and Facebook is pretty much Google, Facebook, and OkCupid are the only 3 things I know how to use on the internet. And I've got them pinned as tabs, which I got a nice gentleman to do down at the community centre.
For sure. Excuse me. You know that Alison Krauss is like kind of just a rich person's wife, basically. She holds an annual Warriors Ball every year. It's currently the 4th annual Warriors Ball.
Warrior or warrior, sorry.
Warrior,
yeah.
fighting people. It's an upcoming charity event for veterans suffering testicular cancer that she's hosting a week from now. So you can dig up that piece of information. Sarah Krause, which is the eldest daughter, is a homemaker, as far as you know. Not particularly. It's connected to the family, of course, but has 3 kids: Porsche, Mercedes, and Lambo. Yeah. They've not got great taste, these people, but like, you know, that's how they are.
Yeah, Mercedes is a nice name.
You've got David Krause. He runs an art gallery in Boston. And then Emily Krause is a computer nerd, currently in college of some sort, the same college as Grace's nephew, I think, grandson.
Sure.
I couldn't remember.
I think I accidentally said niece or nephew when I meant to say grandson. I might have added to that confusion.
Whatever it is whatever it is. Like, if we want to narrow it down, you do know that they have a butler as well.
Ooh, what's the butler's name?
I've already solved it, love.
You don't know.
And also the butler did it.
You currently don't know.
And are they all the children of the
Yes.
deceased?
Yes. Alison Krause is the wife. Sarah, the eldest daughter. David, the son, and Emily, the youngest.
Awesome. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you for reminding me. Otherwise, I would have forgotten. And Albert Krause being the deceased.
The patriarch.
The patriarch, indeed. When you all arrive at the marina at your various times, you see a very young, like, he could be 12 as far as you're concerned, a very young looking policeman who's looking like kind of official, but he looks like he's 12 years old, like really very, very too young to be a police officer. And he'll look up and he's like, "Oh, hey, nice to meet you all. The sheriff told me you were coming. My name's Peterson, Officer Peterson. I'm here to help you with whatever you need."
Is it fancy dress, ladies?
No, don't you listen to her, son. I'm sure you're a fantastic and capable officer of the law. We're here to lend you a wee hand.
Aye, no doubt. And by the way, if you smoke a joint every night and take a shot of whiskey, it'll sort out that voice problem of yours.
He looks at you.
Just a small joint, mind you. You don't want to go too far.
I can't do that, lady. That's illegal. I'll get kicked out of school. That would be not good.
The weed is legal here, but you have to be 21 to drink the whiskey.
It's true. So true.
Look.
Anyway,
I brought a flask of tea. So how about you just sit down? We'll share a cuppa between the two of us, and you can tell me all about it. Yeah, I know.
And he's just like, sorry, I got a lot to do. I got a lot of people to talk to. The sheriff has just dumped this on me. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm supposed to tell you some things that are here. So he turns to a page in his little
Now,
notebook.
slow down. Take a breather.
You can see he's panicking
right.
just a little bit. The pressure's
There is
getting
help.
to him.
We got plenty of time.
Okay. And he takes a couple
You
of
got
deep
any of
breaths.
those drop scones or Welsh scones? Welsh cakes.
Oh,
sorry,
I
no.
do indeed.
Yeah,
And
I'm
I bring
thinking
out a massive tin, and I just like put one directly into Peterson's hand. You know, just directly into his hand. Hey, go, love. That'll go nicely with a cup of tea. Anyone else want a Welsh cake? And I sort of hand him out.
Oh, I'd love one.
And
Thank you.
he now doesn't know what to do with his hands. He's got like the book in one hand and the Welsh cake in the other.
Pass,
I tell
pass
you-
the notebook here. Pass the notebook here, lad. Oh,
I can't do that, ma'am. This is police information. I've got to tell you just a few things from this information. And he puts the Welsh
can I
cake
use my
in.
presence to kind of?
You are meddling.
I want to encourage him to
Yes.
hand over his notebook
Yes.
in exchange for a cup of tea and a scone, so both of his hands are full.
I'm gonna back that, be like, "Oh, don't worry, love. She's just gonna take the notes for you while you explain what's happening. You drink your tea. Look like you need it. Look quite cold.
Let's
It's quite
do
chilly this morning."
our first meddling move, which is very exciting for me. Very, very exciting. So yes, if you want to roll with presence, please do. Please roll me 2d6, and I will tell you roughly what happens.
I'm rolling it in the roll with
Yes.
friends things.
Yes.
I rolled a total of 9. Do I add my presence to that?
Yeah, and you add your presence to that, which is a +1. So that's a 10 in total. So a 10 is a success. So anything 10 or above is a success, a complete success with no kind of weird things happening.
Okay, I'm glad I put one in presence.
Yeah, whereas a 7 to 9 would be something not weird will happen, but it's not a complete success. Anything below a 7 is a failure. So he's gonna like look really flustered and just kind of, he's like, I could do with a drink actually, and he's gonna hand you the book and then take the tea. It's like dunk the Welsh scone in the tea.
Sacrilege.
He's American. He doesn't know. He's also 12.
Blothwyn wouldn't say anything, but you'd certainly see her like purse her lips a little bit, like.
I'll be like, Grace, you hold on to this for me, just while I sit with Peterson here, and I'll just, make sure and I'll just kind of, pick up some of the crumbs from his chin. Just make sure he finishes the Welsh cake, and here, have another cup of tea, Peterson. Oh, you poor Bab.
He starts whimpering. I was like, "This is very kind of you, man, but I really should be getting on with things. I got things to do."
No.
Cake, tea, cake. I got things.
Time and tea waits for no policeman.
Grand. Well done.
God, my wife always says not to feed the pigs.
You now own a policeman's notebook somehow, because that happened.
Brilliant.
Of course you do. This is what meddling is all about, ladies. Well done. What
Jessica
would you like
Fletcher is looking down on us very proudly.
Yeah, for sure.
For
sure. What would you like to do? Sandra is busy talking or keeping Officer Peterson calm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very calm.
Let's have
You're
a look
nice
at
young man.
the notebook.
So you have a look at the notebook, and in the notebook it tells you as follows, which he would have told you, but I love the fact that you're interfering.
You take a break, darling. We've got it from here.
So it tells you that Albert Krause's body was dragged out of the bay dead. Mr. Krause and his family were on a yachting vacation, as they usually do. Their boat, which you already know about, is here. The surviving Krauses, which you already know the names of, so I won't redo that. They do assert that Mr. Krause was drunk and simply fell overboard. And it's got in a note that says sheriff suspects foul play.
Sure. Does it say anything about like the timings of when he might have fallen overboard and whereabouts he was found in the water?
It says that he washed up on shore, so near the jetty. They suspect time of death to be somewhere after midnight. I better write that down just in case that's important. I just make that up. This is the wonderful thing. I have to remember what I've made up. And now my pen stopped working. God damn it. Use a different pen. Great. I knew I was going to have to write stuff down today. You also find information to tell you that unless there is evidence that they intend to take the body back to Boston to be dealt with there. And the body is currently being held in cold storage at the fish market because they don't have a mortuary here. It's a small town. Let me just have a quick read and see if there's any other information. Nope. I think that's all the information I'm going to give you for now.
As they're reading that and kind of finishing up, kind of taking all those, I'll be like, "Oh, bless you, little cotton socks, young man. Oh, you're doing such a fine job out here. Here, ladies, have you finished? Are you ready to hand this fine young man his book back? I think he's had tea and Welsh cakes. He seems a lot calmer now."
I've made my copy of the notes, and they're a bit more organised than what he had.
At the word copy, he kind of like his eyes kind of grow wide.
Don't worry yourself, Ped. We've been deputised by the sheriff.
Oh, the sheriff didn't really say anything about deputizing. He just said you were coming to help out. Oh my god. Okay, I better go talk to some people. And so he kind of he grabs back his book, if you'll give it back to him, then like kind of flusteredly looks for it, checks that it's all there, and like kind of looks around and then waddles off towards the boat.
Didn't even say thank you for the cup of tea.
Pigs living up to their names.
Great. What to do?
Well, I don't know about you, ladies. I thought it'd be a lot quicker just getting the book than actually talking to him. He seems a little bit kind of, a little bit kind of slow up here, if you know what I mean.
What did you have to give the notebook back?
We don't want to get him in trouble, Teresa.
Or do you?
No, he's just a young man doing his job. He wouldn't want to get in his way.
What was that with the notebook?
Well, we made some copies and we gave it back. Now he's got his job to do.
He's a little bit slow, I just didn't want to take it from the horse's mouth in case the horse was a little bit dopey.
Aye, and he's just a young'un. You know, poor thing. He's barely got his life started. We can't ruin it right now. He's got plenty of time to do that himself.
What to do.
We head on onto the boat, I guess.
Yeah, should we head on, or do you think we
as
should
you're
split
sort of
up?
approaching the boat, you kind of like hear the fish market kind of like in full swing behind you, and you'll hear somebody like kind of greet you from like really far away. Bonjour, bonjour. And
Oh
it's like
no, the French.
it's
It's the last thing we need.
There's an old man like in like beautiful sort of like a white kind of fisherman sort of outfit, but looking quite rugged and like but quite nice, just like waving at you all. And yeah, you recognize.
Is this one of
him.
yours, Bodwin?
Is he one of mine? I'm gonna adjust my glasses and a little. Is he
Been
one of mine,
speaking to
Chris?
strangers on that. Where's Cupid again?
I don't think mine's French. I think he's German or Bavarian or something.
Ooh. Well, he's all right. Is he all right? I hope he is. I'm a little bit colourblind. Don't know how that affects whether or not someone's handsome or not, but there you go.
Bear with us a minute. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little 15-minute break, and we'll come back to this. I think I've got a little technical issue where I can't hear Bloodwind anymore. So we'll take a little 15-minute break. I'll pop off and see what's happening. Nathan, I don't know if you can switch us over to a standby screen, and then that'll be great if you can. If not, I will go and find out what's going on. Find out if our internet's going on. Give it 15 minutes, and we'll go make some. I'll go make some tea. That's what I'll go do. Right. Howdy doody, welcome back. Tea has been made, and I've sorted out my technical difficulties. So that's all good. We pick it up at the marina. It's quite a busy marina because it's like touristy season, and the Mavens have just made their first move in acquiring information from a police officer Peterson's notebook. What I forgot to do, because this is the first time I've ever DM'd Brindlewood Bay, so I'm going to forget a few things, is give you your first clue. And also I can tell you that you can mark people as suspects if you wish. So you can mark the following as suspects. You can mark all of the Krau's children, Alison Krau's the wife, and I think that's it for now. The piece of information that I forgot to give you is there was a note, and this is an actual clue, a note within the notebook that says when he was found, Albert Krause's watch was set to the wrong time. So that is clue number one. Now, interpret that however you want. It can be an hour fast, it can be an hour slow. The important thing is that it's not the right time. Well done for getting your first clue. Very good, very good, very good.
Well done, ladies.
Picking up where we left off, you were being waved at and being hollered at, or being at least greeted from afar by a Frenchman. But like, you do what you want to do. He's just waving.
Wave back. Hiya.
All right, Bab.
Bonjour, ladies. Bonjour. You know, come see Etienne today.
Oh, it's Etienne. Oh, hello, Etienne. I'm going to assume I know Etienne. Maybe he's somebody I have a little crush on.
Maybe.
It's a bit far away. My eyes are a bit short-sighted.
I won't ask you what colour his jumper is. Best I just don't do that. So yes, Etienne, you know Etienne, his full name is Etienne Beauregard. He is a fishmonger. He sells the fish. And he's a local fishmonger. He does do a little bit of side work that you know of. He does romantic Frenchman of the Sea performance for tourists. So, of course, a little bit of side cash. But he's actually from like Queens, New York. So when he's not in character, he's like, "Oh, you guys, what you, you know?" But like he's mostly in character. Like whenever he's like kind of around busy markets, he pretends to be Etienne.
No wonder I didn't recognise you, Etienne. You in character again, are you? Hey, love.
It's like, this is not a character. This is a life choice. My French accent is really bad, so I'm gonna like really mess it up, and that's fine. So this is permission for me to practice, I guess.
Hey now, Etienne, you got any nice cockles back there for me?
Sorry, Etienne.
He gives you a look. He's like, "Oh, my little bloodwind. You can have all the cockles you want."
You promised me cockles.
I mean
fine.
actual cockles. I'm bloody dying for some cockles, or some cockles and some nice bit of vinegar mixed in, and a nice bit of crusty bread for my supper. Or I could die for some of that right now, Etienne. I tell you.
It's like, oh, maybe not
Nice.
cockles,
No,
per
cockles
se,
aside, ladies.
but definitely a clam or two.
All right. How do you get past the police?
Sorry.
I got into it. Etienne, you silly bugger.
Come on, ladies. Grace wants to get ahead on the investigation. Grace, what were you saying, love?
Sorry,
Now,
Grace.
put your thoughts of cockles aside, because Etienne, we've heard that you might have an extra special catch in your fish market today, and we're wondering if we could have a cheeky way look at it.
He's like, "Oh yes, we I have a big fish, if you could say." Some might say it's
a big cockle.
He said, "I do anything for the Krauses. They've helped me out a lot. They told me the police. They told me that where they could store a body. And just I've got a big freezer, so I was more than happy to make room between the cod and the pollock."
Favor that you owe to. Did you say the crisis owe you a favor, or you owe them a favor?
Like, well, I owe them a little favor, but it's okay.
Oh, you can tell Sarah. You can tell Sandra. What's this little favour? For old time's sake, Etienne, and I'll just kind of bat my eyelids a little bit.
Well, oh, you ladies, you know how to make a Frenchman feel wanted.
I don't.
You should hear what we say about the French behind your back, then.
She's like, he looks up at Therese. He's like, I know, I've heard. She's very loud, but it's okay. It's a little game we play. No problem. No, it's just a little. They fund me to get the boat for the fish. So, I owe them.
The boat for what, Fisher? They bought your boat, your fisherman's boat.
Oui.
How much did that cost?
I don't know. More than Etienne can afford.
Sounds like it.
They must be really fond of the Frenchman of the Sea routine that you do then.
Oui. Isn't everyone?
Was that Alison in particular who was fond of the Frenchman of the Sea routine, Etienne?
I don't know. They've never been on the boat for the show, but they help me. So.
But why did they help you, Etienne? I mean, I don't mean to intrude or anything.
Like just very nice, rich people. They've got more money. I don't know. I don't understand the rich.
Did you just say very nice rich people? Sorry,
I quite like them. They bring good tourism, you see.
Celevé.
Que sera. I was thinking of other French weird things that I can think of, and that was the only one that I could come up with so far.
Marmalade on toast. Whatever that is in French.
Merde. Sorry. I'm too involved. Yes, so Etienne tells you that he's got a body in the freezer.
I think we should take a look.
We did just find out that he's got some deal going on with them as well. I didn't miss it. There is some kind of.
That's not an actual clue. That's just facts.
Okay.
I will always tell you if it's an actual clue towards the thing.
After you, Teresa, you seem keen to see a dead body.
Aye. I mean, if the cops can't work out what killed him, maybe we can.
He guides you through the fishmonger, through the fish market, and through the stalls. And I just need to look something up quickly. You see like a pair of like grizzled, salt encrusted locals like sneer at a dewy-eyed kind of influencer who's making like a little video going, "Hey guys, it's me. I'm at the marina. This is my holiday. Catch you later." And she does that thing that people do to kind of like close the camera off. And he leads you back towards where the freezer is. He's like, "So, are you ready?" Cranks open this massive freezer. And there, as you see it, is indeed the body of one Albert Krause. I will try and give you a little description if I can find what he looks like. If not, I will make something up.
Did you see that young lady talking to the camera? Talking to a phone out there, ladies. What was all that about?
I don't know, youth of the today. They like doing that, don't they? Plastering their faces all over the social medias, all over the Facebooks.
Oh, is that what it
What a bit-
was? Oh, I thought they were filming something.
I think they call it a TikTok. That's what my granddaughter was telling me about, but it's nothing to do with a clock.
It's nothing to do with the clock. This is true.
TikTok. TikTok, eh?
TikTok. It's just crazy. Anyway, back to Etienne and this dead body. Etienne, what does this dead body look like?
Maybe we could put our book club on TikTok. What do you think, ladies? Get with the time a bit. Get with the young'uns.
I mean, I do have a young audience. Do you like the young audience?
Mr. Krause, as you see them, he is kind of in his late 50s, I'm going to say. And he is dressed in, I'm going to say, These are the kind of people that always wear posh clothes. So I'm going to say he's in a suit. His top, he hasn't got a tie, but he has got his top button just undone. But he is wearing a nice kind of like pinstripe suit, and some boat loafers, because of course they're those kind of people.
Is he wearing a watch?
Yes, and you can see his watch is set to the wrong time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the piece of information that you've already picked up.
What's the time it's set to?
It's not specified, but it's not the right time.
Okay.
So it's whatever time you want it to be, basically. The time is not important, I don't think.
Maybe he was just very forgetful. Forgot to take into account daylight savings. You know.
Yeah.
He's probably got other people to remember his watch battery for him.
Yeah. You can see his watch is working. It's ticking. So he's got like a good mariner's watch. So it's a good watch. It shouldn't have broken, and it isn't broken. So you can see it's working. It's just not the right time. It might be still set on Boston time. I don't know. Time zones, they're a thing.
Hi girls, do you think we should check his pockets? That's the right thing to do, Nick Grace. That's what they always do on the murder programs. That's what I saw them do on Luther the other day. Checked his pockets and and the bottom of his shoes. You got to take off those loafers and have a look in the bottom of the shoes. Be surprised at what a person keeps in the bottom of their shoes.
You have a good rummage there, Bloodwin, and I'll check the skin for any signs of a struggle.
Nice. Beautiful.
Bloodwin's going to get right in there. Just
great.
Yeah, just don't care. Yeah.
Make me a roll, please.
I'll make you all a cup of tea while you're doing this.
What
the dirty work.
What would you like to roll with, Megan? Like, you can tell me what you think that this is going to do. Whether this is like intense concentration, or is this you are examining a crime scene, so you can roll with reason.
I think
those are my suggestions.
I mean, I'd obviously like to go with reason because that's my highest stat. I think it would be reasonable to say that I'd be, trying to work out if there's, where a person might have on them, any identifying information or specifically anything that they wouldn't necessarily want someone to find on them.
Grand.
And also Blodwyn really has seen an awful lot of crime shows. Like a lot of crime shows.
While
so
Blodwyn's
even
like,
though it sorry.
I'll say while Blodwyn's like checking the body, I'll be like, make sure you don't get any fingerprints on nothing. The wallet's usually like kept in this pocket, like up here. And just going through how to loot a corpse.
Tell you what, I've got a perfect solution for this, and I'm gonna rummage in my bits and bobs bag and take out 10, no less than 10. What are they called? The thumb things.
The finger protectors, so you don't stab yourself when you're sewing.
Yes. Why have I forgotten the name of them? Thimbles. Yes. She's going to take out 10 thimbles. She's the kind of person that would have 10 thimbles and put 10 thimbles on the tips of each of her fingers while she rummages around.
I will allow it. I will tick off that you have used your item. So beads, trinket, shell bag, or in your needle, thread, and spares, I think.
It'd probably be in needle, thread, and spares.
Okay. Yeah. You have used that. If you use it again, you just won't get an advantage, but you can have an advantage, which means you can roll 3 dice and then take the highest of the 2 and then add 2 to it.
3 dice, highest of the 2, add 2. Okay.
And that's a 5 and a 4, so that's a 9 plus 2 is 11.
Yeah.
That is a great success. Great success. You get a hit,
Cracking.
which basically means I give you another clue.
Oh, black clues.
Your second clue, as you are rummaging around in the pockets, you find a document, like a piece of white paper that's been folded up, but it's actually been kind of like, it's still intact, even though it's been in the water. It's that kind of like harder paper to kind of moisten. That might not be the right word, but yeah, you find a long kind of bit of paper, and opening it up, you find that it's a document that is about a paternity of a child, and it is questioning the paternity of one of the children. Now, which child is entirely up to you guys,
There were only.
or I can just throw one in.
It wasn't the children of Sarah Crow. Sorry, it was one of his children, his immediate children.
You would assume that they are all his children until now.
Well, Sarah Krause.
No, I
wouldn't
mean-
be
I
his
mean, so-
children,
yeah,
that'd be
so-
his
His
grandchildren.
Oh, Sarah
His
Krause.
yes, yeah.
His grandchildren. No, they're calling into his children, his direct
Yeah,
children.
okay.
Sorry, I
That's right.
I misremembered whose children was whose.
Sweet home Alabama.
It ain't that kind of mystery. Not that I know of. Great. Congratulations.
I reckon surprise us. What do you think, everyone? If he surprises us with who it is.
Well, we've not met them
Yeah.
yet, so
You can figure it out.
it would be
Yeah.
our first.
Oh,
It would be our first
True.
impression of it.
It might come into your theorize move to figure out who is not the legitimate child. So yeah.
we're going to Jeremy Cole this, aren't we?
Get them to fight.
It is one of those mysteries. It really is.
Well done, Bloodwin. Have a cup of tea. Well done for finding that note. Grace, have you found anything, love? A lump of sugar, or how'd you take it, Bloodwin?
Or 3, please. 3 sugars. Thank
I
you.
bought extra from Julie's, so
Your secret
I'll-
stash.
pass
Yeah,
Bloodwin a cup of
is there
tea.
anything else that we can find on the body, or is that the only clue?
You can try. I'm not going to stop you from trying.
Yeah, I'd also like to do a reason roll.
Okay, great.
See what
Roll
I
me
can-
2 dice and let's add 2 to it. One of you's got to fail sooner or later. That's the ticket.
Just looking down this wee fella's throat, what could go wrong?
Yes.
Go wrong.
Luckily,
No.
it's it's nothing too bad, but you don't find anything at all. It is like you've rummaged through the pockets. There is nothing else left to find. I'm afraid.
Sure.
But
What are you
thank
looking
you so
down
much.
his throat for, Grace? You're going to get your fingers down there while you're at it.
Well, the police there are assuming a drowning. Maybe there was something more foul afoot. So I'm just getting rid of all the options.
Being thorough. I like it.
Well, that's why we put you in charge, Grace. I'll just make the cups of tea and keep you all moving.
I will give you. Is this kind of? I have to check the rules quickly and just to see what happens. I mean, you can decide to put on a crown, and the crown will make a miss become a success with a complication, depending as to how desperate you want to find another.
Just remind myself what that means.
A thing, but on a miss, nothing. It doesn't say anything bad happens, but I will double
Or
check.
is this when we say this reminds
Uh,
me of something that happened to Amanda Delacour?
You can use that move.
Is that the crown move or what's?
No, the crown moves is basically putting on a crown. It's one of the crowns are, let's say, so you can put a crown on the queen, which will give you like a flashback, and then we kind of work through what that flashback is. Or putting on the crown of the void, which is a lot more kind of darker and like entrance into the dark conspiracy that is hidden in Brindlewood Bay.
Oh.
So those are options for when you do this. But I'm just going to look into something, and you can still throw information at me, and I will do some reading.
Crown of the Void. I'll leave that up to you, Grace. Bab, you're the one with his fingers down his throat.
I think I'll leave the crowns for now.
Yeah, they're very useful, but you do only get a certain amount. I mean, it's very unlikely that you use them all within this problem. So, but yes, okay, I thought so. How does Grace feel about not being able to find something else on a body which is clearly not right? That's the question that I'm going to ask you, JC.
I think she's just going through very methodically and logically. She is trying to exhaust all the options. She obviously doesn't believe that he just fell overboard drunk.
So maybe there is some frustration there for her?
Yeah, because like if this was Amanda Delacour, she'd have found something spooky in the throat, and there's nothing.
Or irritation, perhaps, like that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Write down somewhere that you have the condition of frustrated, and feel free to play into that.
I know we've just started, but this mystery is really getting on my tits.
Oh, I'll put an extra sugar in your tea then, love. Here you go. Cool, calm down.
I will add that to your conditions on the sheet. Frustrated, if I can spell it. Great. We have our first condition. Woohoo! Those are the fun parts. You can get rid of conditions by indulging in your cozy activity, of course. But
could you remind us what that condition means? Sorry, just so someone hasn't played before.
It's usually yes. So a condition is basically if you are trying to do something and it involves your condition. So for a frustrated condition, like if there might be more chance that you might miss something if you are frustrated because you can't really quite see quite easily. So some roles might be with disadvantage, depending upon that condition. And this is a conversational piece, and it's like, does the condition come into it is basically the question I will ask. And it's kind of between JC and us, like just to kind of discuss that. And if we think it's valuable, then it's valuable, and like the condition will come into it. And that will be a disadvantage. And maybe more conditions. I'm supposed to hand them out like sweeties, basically.
Yeah.
Bad sweeties. But you can clear them by indulging in your vices, in your cozy moves with another Maven. So, but that can be cleared quite easily.
Was that some Blades in the Dark popping through there?
Yes, it is a kind of a bit of crossover. Yeah, there are crossovers with Brindlewood Bay and Blades in the Dark. It's kind of because it's all powered by the Apocalypse-esque, and they're both fairly influenced by both of these things. But yeah, for the nerds out there, yes. So you found your second clue. Whoop, whoop.
Well, ladies, we're out of time, and we're got paternity in question. This mystery's getting deeper and deeper.
Indeed.
Aye. What do you think it is?
Considering we met fuck all of the people on the ship yet, I have no clue.
I agree with Teresa. I think we should go and have a wee chat
Aye.
with these Christ children.
Well, I mean, it could be the butler, though, right, ladies? I mean, we're all thinking it's the butler.
I mean, it's always an option.
It's always the butler.
With Amanda Delacour, it's always the butler.
This is the problem. Great.
Should we go and speak to, jump on the boat and go and speak to a few of these children? Find out which one doesn't look like that fella in the freezer.
I think that's a wise move, Sandra.
I do too. I love that. Etienne bids you adieu. Says, "Come back soon, ladies. I will have some fish for you.
That's lovely, Etienne.
And cocktails.
And cocktails, of course. Just one more thing. Do you mind telling us where you were at around midnight last night?
Oh, oui. I was fishing, of course. I was aiming to bring in the catch of the day.
Oh, I see.
I'm
Out
not-
in the marina, was it?
Oui.
You don't mean Albert? It wasn't you that fished him out, was it?
No. But I certainly got involved because the police know, the sheriff knows that I have a big freezer. So, but no, I didn't find him. But,
Oh, just that would have been the
Well,
big catch. That's all I'm thinking.
oui.
That's grand, Etienne. Thank you. If we're ever needing a big freezer, then we know where to come.
Oui. You can add Etienne to your list of suspects.
Done.
Oh, good.
I'm wondering, right, if anyone else but Mr. Krause knew about the deal between the Krauses and Etienne. Like, if the rest of the family know, then I reckon we can probably cross him off, you know, because... But if it was just Albert that he had to deal with, then he'd have reason to murder him, wouldn't he? Because he wouldn't want to have to honour that deal that he's got with him.
He could be the father of the unknown Krause child.
I mean,
How
all
old
that.
is it?
He's a very handsome man.
Etienne? How old is Etienne-ish?
Etienne's in his like late 50s, I'm going to say.
Oh, so he's kind of the same age-ish as Albert then.
Yeah.
Oh, in that case, Sandra's kind of like even more bolder than that. Maybe he's the father.
Etienne's too busy like shoveling ice from one place to another to kind of pay any attention to this. I suspect, unless you're being super loud about this.
No, definitely. No, I wouldn't be.
When I wasn't convinced by his alibi, Grace. I mean, who else was with him?
Fishing at midnight.
Oh, very fishy, you're right.
Aye, Grace, did your husband ever go fishing at midnight?
I know I would have been keeping an eye on him if he'd have said, "Oh, I just went down to the marina to catch a wee fish." That would
That would have got
be
the old
awful
grey
suspicious.
matter.
Are we back to euphemisms again? And what am I missing?
Need you ask.
We were just clarifying that my husband never caught anything down at the marina at midnight.
Okay.
Maybe you are missing something. You don't know. Okay. How would you like to proceed, Mavens?
Slowly, I've got a bad back.
All that running. That's what that is.
I think, as Sandra said, we definitely need to get down and have a little chin wag with the young'uns.
Great. It's it's quite busy on the marina still. Like there's still lots of people. There's people out there sort of buying fish from the fish stall, and you sort of like wander down the jetty, Does anybody does any of you like fear the water? Does any of you fear the sea? Kind of like this is like not personally, but like your characters.
Somebody from the kind of the centre of England, probably not very kind of water oriented, I don't think. So I'm happy for Sandra to be somewhat hesitant on the water for the sake of drama.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for volunteering. As you're sort of like wandering down, you see that like there's the odd bit of jetty like missing. There's the odd bit of wood sort of like looks like it's rotting away. I'd like you to do a day move, please, Jeff, if that's possible. So a day move is basically when you do something risky or face something you fear. Name what you're afraid of. And if you fail or lose your nerve, then roll with the appropriate ability. So what is Sandra afraid of? Is it just falling in the water?
I think it's slipping on wet wood.
Okay, great.
I do a lot of running and kind of I've got some bad knees and stuff, and I've slipped over before, and I see that wet wood, and oh, ladies, it's a bit dangerous. Are you oh God, I don't know about this. So I roll 2d6? Do I add anything to that, or?
Well, you can add whichever stat that you think is correct. So I would say it's probably vitality, but like don't feel like it is vitality. You could be just taking a bit more time.
I might touch on composure. I'm trying to kind of like steady myself and kind of like, oh God, I'm about to walk on some slippery wood, lady. So just give me a moment.
Absolutely.
So
if you roll me 2d6 and add 1 for composure.
10.
That's a 10.
Ooh.
That's a roaring success.
Okay.
There's a success without any conditional problem. So on a 10 plus, you do what you're intended to do and hold steady. Please describe to me what it looks like, please, Jeff.
I kind of shuffle with my fanny pack. I kind of tighten it up a little bit. I kind of put my hands in the pockets of my shell suit, and I'm like, "Women, follow me." And I just, sorry, not women, ladies, follow me. And I just kind of go ahead of them, and I just kind of head down, and I head towards the gangplank. There's a gangplank.
I need to get you some steel caps. They'll help with this.
You hear it coming like clonk, 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 as well as the swish, 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 clonk, clonk, swish, swish. Lovely. Thank you so much, Jeff. I appreciate you diving into that. So that is an example of the day move. So whenever you do something that is like risky or something that is fearful for your characters, we will roll a day move. And if you fail the day move, something will happen. Nothing too bad. You might get a condition from it, basically.
Do I need to note anything that I've done that? Is there a thing? Or is that
nope.
No. Okay.
Nope.
Yeah.
No, it's just I'm explaining it for you guys and for people that are watching. So you reach the gangplank, and at the top of the gangplank, you can see that there is what was his name? Officer Peterson, sort of like gibbering away to a man in a complete and utter butler suit. And he sort of like kind of like finishes writing something down and trundles off into the rest of the boat. And the man at the top of the gangplank just kind of sees you walking up and regards you just like, good evening. Oh, sorry, afternoon. Sorry, I have no idea what time it was. Morning. It was morning, wasn't it? Yes, sorry.
Yes.
That's on me. It's like, good morning. Can I help you?
Oh, you must be the butler.
That's
All
right.
right.
My name's Andrew, and you are?
We are the Mavens. Sheriff Selleck has sent us down here to give an hand.
Yes. The officer Peterson did say that he would have some help, but this is very unusual help.
Who are you calling unusual?
nothing unusual about it. We're ladies of the world, you see. We've got lots of experience and between us, and lots of years too, more than you are, no doubt. How old does this butler look exactly?
This butler is younger than the Krauses, I'm going to say. I'm going to say like in their 40s. So a good 10 years younger than Albert Krause, I'd say. So he looks like he's been through a fair bit. He looks a bit weathered, a bit like he's seen a few things in his time.
Hey, I can imagine as the butler, you've probably seen a thing or two in your time. If this was one of our Amanda, I've forgotten her name.
Delacourt.
I've forgotten her name. Delacourt. If this was one of our Amanda Delacourt books, you would have done it. You know what I mean? Isn't that funny?
Well,
and I give him a little a nudge and a wink.
Yeah. He's like, well, yeah, no, but I wouldn't. It would be stupid of me, really. It's my life. My life here is to just serve the Krauses and look after them as best as I can during their tumultuous time. It's an awful, awful matter that he's dead.
It's a dreadful situation. Do you mind telling us exactly where you were during the incident last night? Was there any commotion that you heard?
And he looks around and he says, so, yes, there was. I usually kind of retire around 11. But I'm always available. There is a intercom, you see, and I can be called at any time to serve my patrons. And I remember they were all drinking, but they're mostly always drinking.
Do they like barley wine?
We have a large selection of wine in the humidor. That's the right word for it. Good job, Brain.
So
Anything, sorry.
Sorry, you have a large selection of wine in the what now?
It's kind of like a fridge.
The fridge. Okay, yeah, I know what that is.
But it's a warm fridge.
Sorry, Blodwyn, love. I didn't mean to speak over you.
Oh, no problem at all. I've slightly forgotten what I was going to say. About the drinking. Did you notice anything particularly off about any of them? Were they were they particularly rowdy, or were they drinking to a particular cause, maybe?
This sounds like you're trying to meddle. Are you meddling?
Yeah, I can meddle. Why not? Let's have a little meddle. I'm gonna trying to wheedle some information out of him.
Absolutely. Wheedle a clue. So roll me 2d6, and which statistic would you like to try and use? I mean, you could say. I would argue it's kind of presence. You're trying to charm or intimidate someone, but it's up to you.
Sensitivity, because he's slightly transparent.
I think maybe a presence roll. I'm trying to sort of ask conversationally, to try and catch him off guard. So let's do that. So that's 2d6.
2d6, please.
6 and a 1.
That's a 7. So on a 7 to 9, there is a complication, either with the clue itself or a complication that you encounter while searching. So I will tell you what the complication is, but I first of all have a little look at what piece of information I can give you. I will give you this piece of information that I will dig up.
Is this a clue or just a piece of information?
This is a clue. This is definitely a clue. This is a clue. And he says, well, it was specifically a little bit more rowdy than last time. In fact, one of the antique vases got shattered, were broken. But yeah, so there's probably nothing. It's probably nothing. So your clue is there is a shattered antique vase.
Aye, one of the vases, eh? Was it worth a lot, do you think? Or I can't imagine.
It's like, well, it's more than I could probably afford, but yes, I shouldn't be talking about this kind of thing anyway. I shouldn't be just giving out situations willy-nilly.
You know, maybe I should have a word with him, because I heard of this thing that the Japanese do, right, where they take broken pottery and then they fill in the gaps with gold and they stick it back together. I can't remember what it's called, but it looks mighty fun. If I had a bit of money behind me, I think I'd be doing that. I got plenty of broken pots in my place, especially especially when Sandra's been on the old wheel and, she gives me the odd plate or whatnot. And, sometimes they can be a bit thin on one side, if you know what I mean. So they're not very good for keeping in my cupboards, because my cupboards are a bit full, you see. So I could do with some of that. I could do some of that gold filling.
Well, what's known as the Clarice Cliff of Redditch. So, if you want me to pass my eye over this broken vase.
Your complication is because you are asking questions about very expensive items. Is Andrew's become a little bit suspicious of you about asking about sort of money specifically. Okay. So that's the complication that I'm throwing in for now. I have to remember it, so I've written it down. Great. Congratulations. Clue number 3. Tick. 3. You'll need about 5 or 6 basically to kind of get this mystery solved. So you're roughly halfway.
Andrew Bab, do you think he fell over drunk last night? And if you're saying people were hanging about up to all hours drinking, do you think it was an accident, or?
He's always drinking. Everybody's drinking. I never touch the stuff, not since I've been sober. So,
well, that makes sense.
Hey, good for you, my love. Good for you.
Can't interest you in a barley wine, then? Settle the nerves.
He shakes his head. There's no. My job here is to serve, and
So yeah.
In that case, I'll have a cup of tea.
What do you make of the family as employers?
Sorry, let JC go.
Sorry.
So Andrew, what is it that you make of Andrew Kreis as an employer? Was he a kind man?
Albert Kraus. That's okay. It's like, I don't really. He's never treated me with any ill fate or bad will. It's the children and I feel sorry for, and right now it's kind of more so Alison. Mrs. Krause. She's taken it quite hard. She seems to be very stressed about the whole situation, but she's got a lot on.
I bet she has. It's a terrible thing to lose a spouse.
Especially,
I know,
for the week coming with the ball and everything. She might have to delay it. We don't know.
Oh, the Warriors' Ball for the Warriors' Balls.
Yeah.
Andrew, love, which room was this antique vase smashed in?
It's like it's in the in the main lounge area.
The lounge. Ooh,
Mm.
doesn't sound comfortable, but all right. Well, check that out, ladies. I've made a note. The main lounge. Is the shards of the vase still there? Is it being cleaned away, or can
It's
we
like-
leave?
No, I've cleaned it. I've made sure that was put to one side just in case it can be repaired, and I've got
You
it.
do know that's interfering with the scene of a crime, Andrew. Like, you can be in trouble for that.
He thinks for a moment. He says, "Well, it's in a bag, and it will have my fingerprints on it, and because
Oh, it has your fingerprints on it, does it?
well, I dust it and I take care of it. It's just my job." His fingerprints are everywhere.
Hey, now, Sandra, I was joking. This isn't actually an Amanda Delacourt novel, don't you know?
Well, hold on, it could well be by the time we finish with it.
He says you can go into the lounge if you want, and
Well, no, we can.
if you try not to disturb the Krauses, that I would appreciate that.
So you don't want us to disturb the suspects?
They are talking to Officer Peterson probably today. They have to talk to him.
You do realise Officer Peterson's 12 years old?
He's got a very young face.
And voice.
And
And
writing. And spelling, sorry.
Grand.
Grace, love, are you ready for us, or have you got any more?
No, I think it'd be wise to go and speak to some of the other suspects, maybe the bereaved widow, if she's so upset.
Yeah, we'll give her something to help her calm down, I think.
Did I'm very sorry. I think maybe my
Carry on.
internet cut out a little bit. Did Andrew say we could look around the crime scene, or am I imagining that?
No, you can look around. He's going to let you look around.
Do you
So
think?
we can go to the lounge.
Yeah, while the family is out, maybe we should have a little poke around, and then we can talk to them after. Or should we talk to him first and then see if we can have a little poke around?
See
Why
what we
looking
can
through the
find.
keyhole?
If we kind of find the place where he fell off, there might be some physical evidence.
I reckon we should see what we could find, because, if we go off talk to him first, the guilty party might, skitter around behind our backs and leak a little bit of evidence out of existence.
I'd certainly like to see where this, and I'm saying this to the ladies rather than in front of the butler, but I'd like to see where this this vase fell. It sounds important.
Oh, I agree. I think dare I say, ladies, should we split up?
Split that party. I'm all right with that. I'll go check the sort of lounge area and where the the drinking was happening, and
I'll come with you. I'm a bit prickly when it comes to the talking.
But when it comes to drinking, I'm in.
And if I don't know whether you want to go, sorry, just counter whether you want to go and check the where he either fell off or whether you want to go and speak to people, and I can sort of check where he fell off while I'm on the boat. Like, how do you want to play it? I'm easy either way.
Grace, love, where'd you like to go? I'll follow you.
I think I'd like to have a word with any of the family members that are still on board, if there are any.
It's like they're all still in there, but they're all in their relevant spaces. They will be downstairs somewhere.
And I'll kind of side whisper to Blodwyn and Teresa. Don't worry, I know she's a little bit kind of tense at the moment, but I'll try and help her calm down a little bit.
Aye.
Yeah.
Her nerves are a bit frayed since she stuck her fingers down that dead man's throat. I understand. I'd feel the same.
I mean, that would put the heebie-jeebies up anyone.
I usually just stick my hands in their wallets, but you know. Sit down.
I do like to think.
We did check that watch was still on his wrist when we left, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably not motivated by money then. If his watch is still on his wrist.
Oh, good point. Great. So it looks like
We're splitting the
Sandra
party.
and Grace are going to go talk to people, and we're going to go investigate the boat.
As all four of you kind of like enter the main part of the boat and then kind of split off into various thoughts, somebody can tell me, as part of like kind of helping to paint this scene and helping to contribute towards this ludicrously expensive boat, could anybody tell me, I'll find the right question first of all, and then I'll ask it. As you step onto the boat, what do you see that shows these people have more money than they know what to do with?
A butler.
And I can take something from everyone if you've all got something.
I've got something. I imagine there's loads of space. Like, haven't you noticed, ladies? There's loads of space here, but nothing's filling it. They've got hardly any furniture. They've got no pictures up on the walls or anything. There's just loads of space, but nothing in it. And it's all white. So boring. You'd think if you had a bit of money, right, you'd like jazz it up a bit. You'd put some fancy shit in there. It's also what they call it, minimalist.
And that big ass paintings they have all around the wall with like one little flower on a canvas that's like that size, that's upside down. That didn't mean fucking nothing. It just means there's a flower upside down on a piece of canvas.
You need a bloody magnifying glass just to see it. Hey, Grace, can we have one of your binoculars? We're going to need it for this.
Love it.
I will, as we're splitting off, I'll just like reach into like probably like a messenger bag or something I have with me with got all these patches on it, and just hand one of the other two, like, you know, one of those alarms that when you pull it, it just makes a really loud noise. I'm just gonna hand them one that goes, if anyone jumps here, do this, I'll come running.
Love it.
Amazing.
Love it. One of you can add that to your inventory, and I will catch up in a minute. I'm catching up on a little bit of other admin that I've forgotten to do, but I will get to you. Jeff, JC, do you want to add to this ridiculous boat? Do you feel like you can add to this ridiculous boat? Don't feel like you have to, but I'd like to offer.
One of the rooms is probably like a home cinema with 6 seats in it.
Yes.
Oh, definitely.
I think Sandra will be alarmed by the idea of a walk-in shower or a wet room.
Right.
She walked into a bathroom to use the toilet, and there was no glass between the shower and the toilet. I kid you not, ladies.
Well, they just shit while they shower. Is that what they do? They all go in the same place.
I think
that's
so.
mad.
I did have a wee.
Mad.
Don't tell them, but I did have a wee in the wrong place, I think.
You weed in the B-day.
Oh, that's what it is. They have a B-day. Forget the wet room. They've got a bloody B-day. That's what set them apart.
Love it. So, I'm trying to remember. So Grace and Sandra, you're going off to try and find one of the patrons, and then Teresa and Bloodwind, you are aiming for the main lounge.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's start with Teresa and Bloodwind. As you actually aim for the main lounge, you find like in the main lounge there is like a young person like on their phone. They look like that they've been there far too long. They are bored out of their tiny minds. They are roughly college age, I'm going to say, so like early 20s. And they are kind of like just on their phone. They don't even see you come in. They're just like too busy doing whatever it is that they're doing. But you see this like lordly like lounge with like a coffee table like right in the center, like seating all the way around the edges, pictures kind of everywhere. There are a couple of like glasses like of champagne and stuff just like sitting on a piano, because they've got a piano, because they're those kind of people. And there is like an open bottle of champagne just kind of like sitting there. And this person is like got a glass beside them full of some sort of liquid, and they are just busy doing a thing on their phone.
Are you right there, pet?
And
You're doing a TikTok right now. I learned all about TikToks today.
this young girl looks up to you. She's like, "Who are you?"
We're the Mavens. Well, we're one half of the Mavens anyway. We're helping Sheriff Selleck in his investigations, and we thought we'd come and have a little poke around. You see. So yeah, are you one of the Krause kids?
She's like, and you hear ping, and she'll turn her eyes back to the phone. She's like, can we just put a pin in this conversation for a little bit, and then I have to reply to this DM real quick, just like.
Oh, of course. And Blodwin's just going to go and sit directly next to her.
Of course you are. Of course you are. Of course you are.
Hey, so how do these TikToks work exactly?
Okay, we'll come back to you. Teresa, what you up to?
So they're sat down, right?
Yeah, you're also harassing this poor child.
I'm just we're making friends.
As Bloodwind
hey, do you want a Welsh cake?
As Bloodwind goes to sit down by her, and like it gets ignored for like 10 seconds while she's just replying to this DM, Teresa's just gonna walk up to them both and just stand there like.
Be the intimidation.
Yep. I am the muscle.
Good cop, bad cop.
Yep. Good cop, anarchist.
Love it. This sounds like you are well and truly meddling.
Yeah.
Teresa, we've not had a roll from you yet, so let's have a roll from Teresa. You can roll with any stat you like. I think I know which one you're going to pick, but like, let's.
I mean, yeah, I think so.
So tell me which stat you're picking.
We're going to go with vitality.
Okay. That wasn't the one that I was thinking, but sure.
Oh.
Dog. Hello, Dog.
9.
9.
So
With a 9, you get a success, but there is a complication. So I will give you guys a clue, but bear with me. I will have a think, and we'll see what the other two are up to briefly. Grace and Sandra, what you up to?
I want to go and have a poke around and look for Mrs. Christ, Alison, the widow.
Yes. You find Mrs. Krause, who is tucked up in like in one of their like kind of extra rooms, like one of the many rooms that is like attached to the main room. She is a thin, graceful, well-dressed woman, and she's got like tissues, like a handkerchief, and she seems quite upset and distraught, and just it's just upset at the moment.
Could I possibly interject before we get to this point and have a cozy moment, if I've read that right, with Grace, just to try and help her be less frustrated, and with my little miniature bottle of barley wine, I just want to be like, Grace, just have a swig of this. Calm down, love. Okay. Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have to? We have to engage in my cozy activity. I think.
Yeah. Something. It has to be cozy for Grace rather than cozy for you.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. So
I think there's a loon out there on the water. Did you want to have a look through my binoculars, and I can show you where it is and what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, what now? I'd love to see it.
It's a loon, Sandra.
What's one of them?
It's like a big duck.
I love a duck.
Sorry, that broke me. It's like a big duck. It's like the best phrase ever.
Well, you ever heard that spooky noise at night? It's like the one they put in all the movies. That's a loon calling.
Amazing.
Is that what that is? I thought that was my Stanley coming home late at night. Oh, this is such a lovely, touching moment that I got to share with you. And as I kind of look
let me have
through
a
oh, of course you can have a quick swig of me barley wine. Of course, love. You looked a little bit peaky.
I thank you. I'm back to myself.
Oh, good.
Love it. So yes, cozy moves just happen, and we will clear your condition of frustrated, Grace.
Do I need to cross off my barley wine, or is that part of this, or is that a different thing?
I won't force you to do that.
Okay, got a little bit left over.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't drink much, Grace. Just a snifter.
Just a snifter.
Still a wee dram in there for someone else.
It might come in useful. I still haven't figured out what the other clue is, but I will figure it out. I'll come back to you on that one. And so you find Alison Krause, and she looks distraught and kind of upset.
Oh, Mrs. Krause, how are you coping, dear?
And she sort of like looks up and turns around with a start, and she's like, "Oh, hello."
Hello. I'm sorry. We heard there was a wee death in your family, and we're a group of local widows. And we all know what you're going through, so we wanted to come and just put a wee hand on your shoulder through this difficult time.
Oh, that's very kind of you. Yeah. Oh, this is gonna sound weird. It's just really inconvenient.
What, your husband's death? I imagine it is inconvenient. Look,
I've got so much to sort out for this Warriors Ball. I'm so worried. And it's just like, he died. Why did he die? And she starts like bawling again. Just like it's like tears flooding from everywhere.
Oh, here you go, love. And I'll hand out the rest of my miniature barley wine. Have a swig of this, love. Just steady your nerves.
Great. I figured out what your clue is, ladies. I figured out that your clue are you see over the shoulder of Emily Krause, who you're sitting next to, a batch of digital receipts for extravagant purchases. That's what you see. It's not quite what the clue is, but I've adapted it. So, no. Take that, book. No, it's fine. This is all very encouraged. And the complication is that she notices you looking and kind of closes the phone and puts it down. And so no more snooping at phones. Now I have to write that down. But yes, we'll come back to that. And now that I figured that out, we will come back to what's happening. So just looking at the time, see what time we've got left. She picks up on the fact that you're consoling her for her husband dying, and she just confirms, she's just like, it's just like him. Just picks the wrong time to do the things.
It's like all men, love. It's like all men.
You say it's just like him to pick the wrong time for things. Did he have a problem with being late or maybe early? Because I know our Sandra, she's always early for whatever it is we're planning.
See what you do. Yeah, very nice, very nice. Like, no, he was just very busy, and he's just always like going places when he shouldn't be. It just should be helping me with the ball.
Oh, you know, was he going someplace he shouldn't have last night when you were all drinking in the lounge?
This very much sounds like a medal to me.
Yes.
Nicely done, though. Very smooth. Wish
very
I could be that smooth.
It's very smooth.
Cool.
I still haven't written down the other one. I'm so. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not panicking. I'm panicking a little bit.
Could the little snifter of miniature wine have helped in this in some way? And I can cross it off.
You tell me, JC. Do you think that would help Grace?
It's Dutch courage, isn't it? You know.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not the wine for Grace, sorry. It's the wine that I've plied. It's the alcohol I've plied to the grieving widow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
loosen her lips a bit.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. In which case, I would cross it off and roll with advantage.
Cool. Do you think this is reason because I'm sort of putting together some clues, or is it more presence?
I mean, you're being very smooth about it. You tell me which one you think is more either dramatically interesting to you or story-wise interesting to you. Not necessarily mathematically.
I think it's reason. I think it's reason because I'm doing like a Columbo thing where I sort of talk around the subject and get them to bluff.
Nice. I like
So
it.
it'll be a +2. So that's a 10 + 2 is 12.
Wow. That's a super duper success. You, like on a pure 12, you would gain something called a void clear, which is something that's used in the longer running game of Brindlewood Bay. This is not a pure 12, but I will give you another clue. And she begins to talk about, and this is with no problems either. Yes, okay, I have to think about it. She's like, oh, well, yes. It's just like we've got like this thing coming up, and we've had to kind of adjust. We've had to adjust the seating for the party, and Uncle Bill will. Yeah, he didn't want Uncle Bill to be around, and it's just. And so she kind of like, she says, "Here, look," and she shows you this piece of paper for this guest list. And this guest list like has like so many names on it. And sorry, I said Uncle Bill, but one name It's a family party with one name conspicuously crossed out, but doesn't have to be Uncle Bill. It can just be any name so that you can fit that into your narrative. That is clue number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You are whipping through this. It's great.
Of course we are. We're the Mavens.
Yeah.
Hey. Tenacious old bats we are.
And
It's
some
amazing
really
what a
good
cup of tea
rolls.
can do for you.
And a Welsh cake.
And a Welsh cake.
So yeah, she explains that there's this family party that's upcoming and shows you the guest list, and she says, "Oh, this is all like he's fallen. He's like died right in the middle of like organizing this and the Warriors Ball." Just, yeah, she seems very frustrated about the whole thing.
It's so inconsiderate of him.
She agrees wholeheartedly. Wonderful, wonderful.
So it was your husband who wanted this person rejected from the family party.
She's like, "Oh, I don't know. It's just like this is the list. Maybe he crossed one off. Maybe one of the children crossed it off. I'm just trying to arrange it, and he's supposed to be helping me. That's the important part."
I don't suppose you know Etienne, the French fishmonger.
She's like, yes, I do. Yeah. I know of him.
It wasn't you who brought in the boat, was it? Did you have anything to do with that, love?
I think we, as a family, gave
You all
him...
decided to chip in.
Well, obviously, it's between myself and my late husband. We have the money, but we want to invest in Brindlewood Bay. It's important to us.
Oh, you're philanthropists.
Oh, entrepreneurs, really. And she dries her eyes a little bit, seeming quite kind of intense on this conversation. She's like, this ball, you know, we're putting out for the veterans. It's all for the veterans.
But you didn't think to invest in your own personal marina, because I noticed that it's got a few gaps in the board.
Perfect.
She nods and she says, "Yes, I should really get Andrew to fix that. Yes, maybe we'll put some money towards that. Yes, yeah, maybe, yeah. Let's leave that there and quickly scan back to the other two, and then we will probably close for the evening and just do a round of kind of like what we've really enjoyed about tonight and anything we want to see for our next session. So let's strip back to Blodwyn and Teresa and see what's happening.
So the young person who is, I'm assuming, is Emily, maybe?
Yes, you are assuming correctly. You've not established it's Emily, but like given that you know the ages of the children because you Googled them.
So Emily's just closed down their phone.
Yeah, and she seems just like really irritated that you've been snooping.
Oh, I'm sorry, love. I didn't mean to snoop like that. You know, I just, you know, I really just want to get, you know, get hip. That's what they call it these days. You know, I don't wanna come across as one of those old women who's just an old fuddy-duddy. You know, I like to think that I keep myself young. Anyway. Like what's happened here is just really terrible, isn't it? And then I'm going to get up and start like walking around as I'm talking, just sort of picking up things, putting them down, have a look. I'm going to say, you know what this really reminds me of, right? This reminds me of a book. It reminds me of one of the Crown Mysteries and the Golden Crown Mysteries, right? There's by this bloke, if you've ever heard of him, or you're probably a bit too young for you, but this guy, Robin Matterson, he writes his books, right? And there's this heroine, her name is Amanda Delacour. And anyway, this reminds me of a book, right? Amanda Delacour and the Murder Boat of Maven Cove, right? And that's who we're named after, you see. The Murder Boat of Maven Cove. We're the murder mavens, you see. And in the Murder Boat of Maven Cove, Amanda Delacour is also looking through somebody's big old fancy yacht after, or I think it was actually a pirate ship, like, you know, one of those tourism pirate ships. So not actually a yacht, like much less fancy than this. But anyway, she was looking through for clues, and all she did is she just took a book off the table, and then it turns out it was actually a switch to a secret compartment. And as she does, she's going to take like I don't know, like a coffee table book
Sure.
off the side to
Sure.
see if
Of course you can.
if it's a switch. And I'm gonna invoke the right of the Golden Crown mystery move whilst I do it.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
Perfect.
Love it. So what Megan's just done is invoke this, which you can only do once per mystery. So this is it, no more. But it basically gives you a 12 plus to a single relevant role or state a fact about the current situation that the keeper must incorporate. So
what I'm specifically looking for, whether it's like, I don't know, it could be one of those like fancy bookcases that they have, and I'm either pulling it out to see if either the book's hollow and it has something in it, or it just opens a secret door. You never know. It might be like, you know, the Murder Boat of Maven Cove.
I love it. You grab. Tell me what this book looks like.
I'm gonna say.
If you'd like me to do that, I can do that. But I would like you to kind of have some input.
The sort of the way I envisaged it is that they've probably got one of those like stupid bookcases that aren't really a bookcase. It's some sort of weird glass affair, and it only actually has maybe about 5 books on it, just like stacked at jaunty angles, and then in other places maybe got like a potted plant or I don't know, some fancy shit and an award and things like that. But one of the books is particularly tight to the sort of side of the bookcase, you know, whereas the others are sort of either laid down or sort of, you know, like a hot, you know, what's it called, a side angle. This one's like right up vertical and right against the side of the bookcase, so it looks almost a bit too sturdy, if you know what I mean. Like it doesn't have a bookend propping it up or anything. It's propped up by itself. So I'm gonna sort of go and take it off.
As you take this book down, it feels heavier than it should do, and you wait for this click, and you're like, "This is the one. This is the one." And we're gonna stop there, and then we'll see you next time. Next time on Brindlewood Bay. Join us on Friday, where we will find out what the book is all about, or maybe what is contained within the book, or what is happening with the book. We will find out whether they console the damsel in distress, Alison Krauss, whether they harass the other children, and what happens with wonderful, wonderful Officer Peterson. What is he doing now? That's my question. He's off doing other things.
He's off taking off key witnesses.
My thanks to JC, to Megan, to Jeff, and to Lane for just being amazing players. Like, this has been so much fun, and it's been hard to keep up sometimes, but like it's been like really nicely, so nice, so good. let's do a little bit of stars and wishes. And what I want to try and do is just go around. If you have something that you just want to credit somebody for, even if it's been said before, if you just want a piece of that pie, you can go, yes, that pie, nom, 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 nom. Or you can say, like, this is amazing. And these are stars. So these are things that we just want to celebrate about what we've done today. And a wish is anything that you haven't seen and you would like to see in next session, whatever that is, and I will try and incorporate it, but I can't guarantee anything. You're very close to solving this mystery, I think, but let's see what happens. You might just kind of like just wheedle it out for like another 3 hours, which is fine by me. But yes, my greatest thanks to my players. I can't do this without them. My thanks to the people who have been donating, and my personal star is basically that pull of that document, pulling out of the whole, like, this is a gold crown mystery, and you just going for that, Megan. So thank you so much for that. And I think the other star I've got to give to JC for just like the snipey but like beautiful comments woven in.
Absolutely.
So
That I'll start off that, I guess. But JC, that one with the so you haven't found like motive, and that slew me. Incredible.
Oh, thank you.
broke me. So good.
I'm just going to jump in on that bandwagon and give JC a start, because I just want him to solve my death when I do eventually die, and I hope it's mysterious, and I want Grace to be around. No.
Oh dear.
And
then
I star everybody. That was so much fun. I really enjoyed the kind of back and forth with everybody.
I wanted to start. I wanted to start Jeff for engaging me in the cozy moment and making sure I remember how the game is actually played.
it's the first time, and we're all learning. So yeah, thank you. That's really good.
Yeah, I think I'd like to start JC and Jeff. JC because of their just impeccable timing, which has sort of been said. But also, Jeff for being just the greatest gran ever. Like I wish Sandra was my nan. I really do. Like, yeah, just I love her.
Oh, Bloodwin. I love Bloodwin too. I want your Welsh cakes.
Yeah, for reals. You've made me want Welsh cakes now. I'm going to have to go to Cardiff or something to go and get some.
Oh, you don't have to do that. You're in Bristol, aren't you? I can drop some round.
You can come and poke a ferret while you're at it, and that's not a euphemism. Ferret poking will be had. Yes. Any wishes? Anything that you would like me to try and weave in for the next session, and I will write it down and I will see what I can do.
I've got one. I think if I can pull off this Golden Crown mystery move, and there is some sort of secret compartment or secret area to the boat, I don't want it just to be explored by me and Teresa. I want everyone there. So if we can make it so that everyone sort of, I don't know, maybe Teresa has to fake a heart attack and then Emily has to go and grab the others, or I don't know, maybe it makes a sound, but I just want everyone to sort of splitting the party's fine, but you gotta bring us back together.
No, absolutely. It's always my plan to bring a party back together, and this is a great reason to do so. I love it.
Can I make a wish?
Yeah.
I wish I may. I wish I might. Upon this lonely star tonight, I wish that Blodwin gets a message on OkCupid from somebody she's quite interested in.
Oh, love it. A DM.
Maybe it's Etienne. I don't mind a toy boy.
Yeah. It very well might be. You never know. There might be others in Logan's. Cool. I can always try and wrap that up, because what we'll do, like, even once you've done with the mystery, we will have like kind of some after scenes, just kind of following what the Mavens do over the next few days. And even if it's a short session, it's all good by me.
Some afternoon tea.
Yeah.
I've also got like another half wish. Sorry,
no.
I really hope Teresa gets to kick some butt.
Yeah.
Like kick some.
Yes, some
But-
physical challenges for the baseball bat.
There's an aboleth kind of just layering under the boat or something.
Okay.
I have one wish.
Uh-huh.
That you have fun with this.
Yeah. If you see this face,
Yes.
just break so often. I'm just like, Jesus, but also yes. Yeah. It's been really good fun. I have fun. I'm going to write it down, because if I don't write it down, it might not happen. Figuring out one thing I figured out is been hard. It's been figuring out what clue to give you. That's the thing I found hard. I've got a list of potential clues, and figuring out which one fits with the right moment. That's been a bit tricksy, but first time playing, it's going to happen. Right. Once again, thank you for watching. This has been a Brindlewood Bay stream in courtesy of, in association with 16 to 25 Independent People, which are a charity getting young people off of the streets and helping them get a start in life. If you can donate, you can just type !donate in the chat and then follow the link and then donate to them, and all money will go to them and help young people get a better start in life and get through some real hard times. And all the money that we've raised, we have already beaten our target, but there's no reason to stop donating now. Even if you're not watching this live, you can still donate. You can just find the link and follow it. I think that's how it works. I don't know. I'm a nerd and I should know this kind of thing. I've been Chris. This has been JC, Megan. I'm trying to remember which order you're in, Jeff and Elaine. This has been Brindlewood Bay. Thank you very much. Farewell, good evening. And Nathan, please stop the stream. Thanks, Nathan.
Ta-da, loves.
Ta-da.